Jai Hind. Welcome to NEXUS Current Affairs series. In today's session, we are going to have a discussion on Uniform Civil Code, that is UCC. For this regard, we will discuss about the news. Why does the Constitution say about UCC? What is UCC? Why is UCC controversial? Prospects of UCC, Supreme Court judgment on UCC, how many Indian states have Uniform Civil Code, and Law Commission on Uniform Civil Code. So now let's begin with the news. Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami announced that the implementation of UCC aimed to bring uniformity in personal law matters that have in the past been discriminated based on the caste, religion, gender and other factors. Now let's know what does Constitution say about Uniform Civil Code. Article 44 of the Indian Constitution, which calls for a uniform civil code to be adopted throughout the country. This article is part of Directive Principle of State Policy, that is DPSP, which provides guidelines for the Indian government to promote socio-economic justice and establish India as a welfare state. Now let's know what is Uniform Civil Code. The Uniform Civil Code is a concept of Indian constitutional law that aims to replace personal laws based on religious traditions with a common set of laws governing various aspects of civil life such as marriage, divorce, adoption and inheritance. Now let's understand why is Uniform Civil Code controversial. The controversy surrounding the Uniform Civil Code in India primarily stem from the concern that implementing it would infringe the religious freedom of citizens, particularly minority communities, by forcing them to abandon their personal laws and customs related to marriage, divorce, inheritance, and other civil matters, potentially leading to cultural erosion and marginalization. While proponents argue for the equality and secularism by applying a single set of laws to all citizens, regardless of the religion. Now, let's understand prospects of Uniform Civil Code. Personal laws in India are part of concurrent list of the Constitution, meaning that both the center and the state can make laws on this subject. However, in case of conflict, those made by the Union will apply. At the same time, many of the relevant jurisdictional subjects such as property, land, marriage registration, etc. are part of the state list. Hence, it is possible for the implementation of UCC law passed by the center to be scuttled by the state. Now let's have a look on Supreme Court judgment on Uniform Civil Code. The Supreme Court in various judgments had called for the implementation of UCC. In its Muhammad Ahmed Khan vs. Sahbano Begum judgment of 1985, where a divorced Muslim woman demanded maintenance from her former husband, the Supreme Court, while deciding whether to give prevalence to the CRPC or the Muslim personal law, called for the implementation of UCC. The court also called on the government to implement the UCC in 1995 Sarla Mugdal judgment and in the Paulo Contino vs. Maria Luisa Valentina Pereira case 2019. Now let's know how many Indian states have Uniform Civil Code. The Goa Civil Code is in force since Portuguese time and is considered a Uniform Civil Code. Goa follows a UCC based on the Portuguese Civil Code of 1867. The Goa Daman and Diu Administration Act of 1962 permitted it to retain colonial-era civil code. Uttarakhand is the first state to implement Uniform Civil Code. UCC was implemented in the state based on the report of the committee headed by the former Supreme Court Judge Ranjana Prakash Desai. And now let's have a look on Law Commission on UCC. The Law Commission of India has examined the Uniform Civil Code multiple times, including by the 21st and 22nd Law Commissions. The 22nd Law Commission of India, headed by Justice Rituraj Awasthi, examined the Uniform Civil Code and other legal reforms. The Commission's term ended in August 2024 without a UCC report. The 23rd Law Commission of India is tasked with working on the Uniform Civil Code and other legal issues. The Commission's term is from September 1st, 2024 to August 31st, 2027. That's all for today. For more such videos, stay tuned with GS Nexus.